happening here? Is Wayne Newton in town?
No, they don't do this to Wayne Newton. It must be somebody bigger.
Listen, babe, there's nobody bigger than Wayne Newton in this town. Of course, I could be wrong.
That Big Toddler is the star of Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, the sequel to the surprise 1989 comedy in which inventor Dad Rick Moranis made his kids smaller. Now the baby boy gets too close to Dad's enlarging ray, and it's time to raise high the roof beam, carpenters.
All right, I confess, I did it.
Did what?
Peekaboo!
I blew up the baby.
What does work for young moviegoers is merely the sight of that towering infant. Kids seem to get off on the fantasy of being the big guy or big gal in town. My children ate it up as the big baby strolled into a birthday party.
Can anyone tell me where the bunny is?
There!
You think it's still on my head? Ah! Ah!
Big bunny.
But what doesn't work in the movie at all is anything not involving the sight of the kid. Every other character is a mindless dumbbell with nothing memorable to say or do.
I hope this thing has airbags.
It is too big.
And so there was a crisis in the Siskel household. While my own children laughed at Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, I had to tell them that I didn't enjoy the film. I couldn't understand why the picture had to look so grainy and ugly. I couldn't understand why it was so underwritten. Why not have some wit like the Back to the Future series? Why not have the kid be a little older and be able to talk about his or her plight, the ups and downs, if you will, of being big, and maybe have him resist his parents' attempt to make him smaller. It's such a good premise for a movie. I hated to see it trivialized.
You've given some good ideas for how it could have been improved. I think it could have also been improved if there had been a whole other plot involving the kinds of things we expect in a Japanese horror film where the grasshoppers or the locusts march on the big city, because you could have, the scientists in the command center and the breathless. You could have some stuff like that, but here it seemed that once they came up with the basic premise, which they did very well, the special effects are well done in this film, they didn't really embroider it with very much that anyone above the level of your kids would enjoy.
Now, I know it's a successful movie already, but I would have thought that this would have had the potential to really go through the roof if it had been supported. And I just don't understand why the effort.
It's one level effort.
Yes.
They come up with the idea and that's it, instead of saying, can we bring this to another plateau by using the special effects just as the starting point for some real wit.
That's why I cited the Back to the Future series, which I think really was a much better, fully written story.
Okay, when we come back.